Hello, everyone, and welcome to Social Talk Live. I am one of your hosts, Andrea Vall. The other host, Phyllis Kerr, is coming in here soon. She is literally on the road, getting pulled over and ready to join us here, but just wanted to get us started right at the top of the hour. We go for about 45 minutes. We make this a 45-minute show. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about Facebook ads today, the Facebook ads beyond the boosted post. And we like to have fun and wear wigs and be a little crazy. So that's what I like to do. Cynthia's saying, thanks, love the wig. I love my wig too. So yeah, it's just a little nuts. Let's be a little crazy Friday afternoon. So you're welcome to, if you're attending here live, you're welcome here to tweet, tell a little bird, post it to Facebook, have your friends join us, and we're going to be talking about what kinds of Facebook ads to run other than boosted posts, because the boosted post is so easy, but there are some good reasons why you want to optimize your Facebook ads around different things. So let me just talk a little bit about why you should or shouldn't use the boosted post. And actually, I have a really good article about this that I wrote that actually caused a little discussion in the comments. And it was really my feelings around boosted posts are that you should only use your boosted post to fans only, because the boosted post is optimized to get likes, comments, shares, and things like that. But if your true goal of the post is to send someone over to the website and do something over on your website, then you should set up a different type of ad, because it's going to be optimized around website clicks or something else. So there are some really good things that boosted posts can do for you, like re-engage your audience, but you definitely want to think about using that strategy minimally. Now, the interesting thing was in this Facebook or in the comments section of my post is that we had some discussion around that. I had other people who were disagreeing that said they found that boosting posts to friends and fans did very well for their particular business, and that could definitely happen. You can definitely have a post that or a type of business that also is very receptive or to friends of fans as well as just your fans. So, that could be something that you test yourself. But I think for most businesses, especially B2B businesses, you want to optimize your ad more around getting like website clicks and kind of start from the ads manager or power editor. So I'm going to share that little post I did around when you should and shouldn't boost in the comments, if I can get to that. There we go. Here it is right there. I'm going to share it in the little comments section. We'll see if Phyllis is coming in, but that's for some reading later, but just wanted to kind of give you some thoughts around using boosted posts. So I think that they definitely have a place in your marketing, but I think most businesses are looking to bring people to their website. And if that's the case, then you should use a website click ad or a website conversion ad and set it up so it's optimized around getting those website clicks or getting website conversions. So definitely think about what your true goal of your ad is and optimize it around that specific goal. So let's talk about how do you even get started with that? How do you even start with a website click ad? You go into Ads Manager, which is facebook.com/ads/manager. And you get started by choosing your goal, which would be sending people to your website. So that's how Facebook Ads Manager starts you off, is it has you select what your goal of your campaign is. So most people, if you don't have the website pixel installed yet, if you're a beginner, then you could just go ahead and do a website click ad, sending people over to your website. I definitely recommend you get the Facebook pixel installed. Actually, I kind of like how my hair goes when I do this. I recommend you get your pixel installed as soon as you can. But actually, I'd love to hear, how many people are beginners around here? How many people have done Facebook ads and tried that out? So just go ahead and put that in the comments. So great. We've got HV Wine Goddess. I don't know. That sounds like a person I want to know. HV Wine Goddess, saying that she's been successful with that. Oh, awesome. So we've got Liftcom saying just boosted posts. And so you're in the right place talking about what types of ads to run here. Some people haven't run them yet. And Shannon says, I'm all over them. Awesome. So very cool. So let's talk about getting started with Facebook ads. If you're just doing them, just starting with them, definitely I think that the Ads Manager is a great place to start. You may have heard that you have to use the Power Editor, but that definitely isn't the case. And I see Phyllis here. Yay. So I see, so you don't have to use the Power Editor to run Facebook ad campaigns when you're beginning. I think you can definitely do really well and create a great campaign. What are you doing? You're driving?
Yes.
Stop. No. You pull over and you call back in when you're not driving.
I'm trying to. This is South Florida.
No. All right. So I'm telling you, you call back in. Yes. Thank you. We do not want to watch an accident here. Cool. So great. We'll get Phyllis back in later when she's not driving. Phew. So anyway, we're here. If you're just joining us, we're here talking about Facebook ads, and we're talking about beyond the boosted posts, why you want to focus your ads around the true goal of your campaign, which is probably sending people over to your website where someone can take some action. Maybe they're going to buy something. Maybe they're going to opt into something. So boosted posts optimize their delivery around getting more likes, clicks, and comments, or likes, comments, shares, things that happen on the posts themselves. So that ad is kind of optimized around that goal already. But like I said, if your true goal is to get people over to your website, then you want to go into the Ads Manager and get them to get your ad optimized around getting website clicks. So I think for beginners, a lot of people probably are sending people to their website, and you can just run you don't have to get fancy. You don't have to install the pixel yet, but you want to think about that as soon as you can, because that website pixel is going to allow you to do some really cool things like tracking your opt-ins. They're going to be able to allow you to do website retargeting. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with your Facebook pixel once you get that installed on your website. But for beginners, just go ahead and start with a website click ad. Now, say you're really starting out and you don't really know exactly what you're going to send people to on your website. Maybe you just start out with a website like campaign and test two different audiences around your who likes your page more, who might like your page more. I think definitely that that can be a good way to start to kind of test different targeting before you get to a place where you're going to send people over to a website. But let's just stay on the course of sending people to your website and website clicks. So all you need to do is go to the Ads Manager, which is facebook.com/ads/manager, and get started with creating a campaign. You're going to select send people to your website as your goal, and then you're going to have the website address in there. And then you're going to have the ability to choose your targeting. And this is where things get cool on Facebook is you're going to be able to really hyper target your ads to your perfect audience. And Facebook ads are a little bit different than Google AdWords, because what Facebook is targeting around is what is in people's profiles. So they may or may not be looking for your service, your product, or your service yet. Because they're just, maybe they like photography, and they've already just bought a camera, and you'd be advertising your camera, and they don't need that right now. Google ads, you're able to target around a need, a true need, because they're putting a new camera in the search terms there. Whereas Facebook, they've just have in their interests area, maybe they've liked other photography pages, maybe they've liked different models of cameras, but you don't know if they're actually searching for that product or service yet. So Facebook ads work a lot better for just getting people to opt in and connect with you to your a free giveaway, where then you later reconnect with them through your email marketing, and then you follow up, and you're at the time they need your product or service, you have built a relationship with them through your email marketing. So definitely that is where Facebook ads work best, in my opinion, rather than direct selling. So consider that. Consider what kind of where you're sending them on your website as well. So awesome. We have some great conversations going on the side. I can't really monitor them quite as well because of I'm just talking rather than reading all your comments. But we've got Shannon says, can you send them to a page on the site to sign up for an upcoming course? Yeah, definitely. That is a great thing to have them sign up for, is a possible upcoming course if you have a free course. And I'm going to show you an example of this. So I actually have a free course around my Facebook advertising information, and it's a free online course. I'll show you what it looks like. It was created with Leadpages. And it's an online course where people get an ebook, they get a set of videos, and they're able to opt in and get that information. And then from there, they get offered my full course. So that's a great thing to do as a lead magnet, is to create something that is interesting to people, give away some value, and then offer the true product. And maybe they don't need it, but obviously if they're signing up for the free course, they're probably interested in getting that information for you. So it's a great way to test if they are interested in that kind of thing, is they've got something free that they're opting in for, and then they see the value you've provided, and then they're able to then decide if they want to purchase the full course. So just give them a little taster. A paid course is harder. That's a great question from Shannon. A paid course can be a little bit more challenging to sell right from Facebook, because you're not sure if someone needs that full course or not. So I like using a free opt-in as a precursor to the course, and then I can connect with those people over and over through my email list. And yes, Allie's saying use the Q before your questions, and then they'll show up on the left-hand side for me. Use the /Q before your questions, and then they show up a little bit more prominently. So really cool. So an HV Wine Goddess says you're launching an online course in 2 weeks. So yeah, definitely. I think consider what you can offer to get people over onto your email list as a freebie. So let's see. Phyllis is calling in again. Oops. Hey, you are not in the car yet. Awesome.
No, but can you hear me at all?
We can. Yeah.
So I was hoping to be on the beach about 20 minutes ago, but it's South Florida and everybody's here from Iowa, I guess, and New York. And what's happened is the traffic is horrific. 2 accidents and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But now I'm here and I've been really enjoying all your tips. They're just awesome.
So very, very cool. So awesome. And Phyllis has no hat this week. That's okay. We'll excuse you because you are, you're on the road.
Traveling.
Next week she'll have a hat.
You travel with your wigs, so I feel bad.
I do travel with my wigs. Yes, I do. So I haven't tried this wig out yet here. I'm liking it a lot.
It's a little scary. For first time people meeting you, they might think that you actually look like that.
So awesome. Yep. So we're just talking about Facebook ads. We got a lot of I know we have some great questions coming in. And if you do have a real particular question, it's easier for us if you put the /Q right before the question, so it appears on the left, and we can talk about it a little bit more specifically. So I think one of the things that we talked about in this website ad, we're actually kind of on the targeting section of it. So let's talk about, we lost Phyllis. So let's talk a little bit more about the targeting and what I recommend with testing your targeting. So when you're boosting a post, you usually can choose some keywords. You're limited as to how many keywords you can have. And actually, I totally blanked out. It used to be 10 keywords, but they opened that up. And now I totally lost how many keywords you could target. They opened it up to more keywords that you can use in your targeting. But again, I think that with the Ads Manager, you've got way more options. So that's another big advantage to using Ads Manager rather than just using that boosted post to do your targeting. There's also things you can use in the Ads Manager, like targeting by job title, targeting by income level, targeting by by education level, if people have gone to college or not, or if they're parents or where they are in life. You can target baby boomers. So there's lots of targeting options through the demographics, interests, and also, just all the general demographics that are there as far as where people are at. There's lots of the interests are a little bit different than just targeting demographics. They're based on what kind of pages people like. So if people like I said, pages about photography, and you put in photography as one of the interests, you can target the fans, people who have photography as an interest. You can also target by fan page. So you can put in a particular fan page and have your ad show to the fans of that page. So if you know that a certain fan page has the perfect audience for you, you can put in that fan page name, and your ad will be served to those fans. Now there's limits around that, because you can't you can't put in every single fan page. It's kind of hit and miss. It's based on a lot of times size of the fan page, but I've also seen fan pages with 1,000 people or, around that level also be able to be targeted. So you just have to start typing in the interests area if they're able to, the fan page name. And then if there's a match to it, you can target the fans of that page. So definitely that's a cool feature that's available in the Ads Manager area. A lot of times people are asking, well, how is Facebook targeting by income level? I didn't put my income level into my Facebook profile. I'm not going to do that. That would be weird. But that's true. It's basically using third-party data that is then matched to Facebook users. So what happens is these companies go out and they gather all this data about people on the internet, and they know through surveys, through other things that they're gathering information about, they know a lot about us, and it's frightening. It's really scary. And then what they do is they match those to Facebook users, supposedly anonymously. Everyone has their conspiracy theories about Facebook, but those are matched then to Facebook users, so that now when you say, I want to target people who make $100,000 to $150,000, it goes out and finds that group of people and shows your ad to that group. So you can target by income level. So it's really cool. That's another reason to use the Ads Manager rather than just the boosted posts. So Brad is asking, what's with the wig? So that's just what I like. We're here on Friday afternoons. we're being a little crazy. We're wearing wigs. Phyllis is having trouble with connections. So she usually wears a hat. So now I look like the lonely wig wearer here. So awesome. So, so let's, so we have a question here. Based on occupation and location, they can get pretty accurate without narrowing it down to individuals. So that was from Joshua. So I don't know if that's really a question necessarily, but I think, yes, that's a good point, is that, once you can put occupation in there as well, and then you can also put location, all that kind of stuff. There you are.
So before you move on too much, I want to give everybody a little ninja tip around if the pages don't come up in the interest area. One of the cool things about, I know we're not talking about it, but one of the cool things about Twitter ads is that they will give you a list of people, of accounts that are good targets for you when you're doing your Twitter ads. Many times those people also have a Facebook page. So you can go over there and see what Twitter is recommending, and then go over to Facebook and try those pages, those fan pages, and see if they will link up. So sometimes if it's hard to remember what's a good page to link to, you can do that.
Yeah. That is a great tip. And some of the other ways you can do research with Facebook is through the graph search, and you can say pages liked by people who like. Type that into the search box there, and then whatever page name you want to kind of get some more ideas around. So say I thought that a particular type of page was a great match for me, but I couldn't target that particular page. So I would go to the little search box on Facebook, and I would type in pages liked by people who like that page name. And then I would get a list of other pages that come up that I might not have thought of that those fans also like. So now I can try and use those keywords as in the interests area of the targeting and see if those come up and test that out.
And save this information so you don't have to do it again the next time you make an ad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it on a doc. Easy.
So awesome. Great. So we've been talking, if you're just joining us, we've been talking about Facebook ads, getting beyond that boosted post and creating a website click ad in particular, because I think that is a lot of times what the goal is, the true goal. And what happens with that is that Facebook then shows that ad to people who are more likely. If you optimize around Facebook clicks, you are optimized around website clicks, then your ad is getting shown to people who are more likely to click on website links. So it knows all this.
Is this a website conversion ad? That's the way they're calling it?
We didn't get into website conversion ads yet. That uses the Facebook Pixel. My hair is going crazy too. So that uses the Facebook Pixel, which we didn't get into. And so for beginners, I'm actually, I think that getting your Pixel on your website is a great thing to do as soon as possible, because you are going to be able to use that with retargeting. You're going to be able to use that to measure the conversions. But for beginners, don't let that stop you. I think just going ahead and testing some of these things out with doing website clicks is a good thing to do. So
now, I know on website conversion ads, there's a section that a lot of people don't know to open up, and that's the advanced options where you get 200 more characters. Do they have that on other ad types or only on that one? Do you know?
Yeah, so it's website clicks and website conversions. Anytime you have a website link, you will have that option hidden under advanced options in the ads
really
manager.
Hidden, isn't it?
It is.
It's a beautiful. Now, the one thing I do know about that is you can put in those extra 200 characters, but from what I can tell, it doesn't show up on mobile at all. Only if someone's seeing the ad on desktop, right?
Right. It's only on desktop. So mobile ads don't have those extra hidden that extra hidden set of data, and that or set of sentences, characters under there, and it's 200 characters. So in the headline of the ad, you're limited to 25 characters. In the text part of the ad, you're limited to 90 characters, but you get 200 extra characters if you go into that hidden area in a website click ad. And so definitely make sure you use that space. Yeah, for sure. So the other thing that I wanted to mention too about Power Editor, sometimes people have heard that you have to use the Power Editor. And really my feeling on the Power Editor is the biggest reason to use it is for that extra text space. So text space, when you go into the Power Editor, which is a different than the Ads Manager, and it has a little different look and feel. It's a little more complicated, in my opinion, because you have to download things and upload them, but it's not too bad once you get used to it. You have unlimited amounts of text. I think it's unlimited. I guess I've never really tested the limits, but you have a lot more space for text that you can use. So, if that's important to you, that would be a reason to kind of learn the Power Editor. So, and actually, I'm going to put I have a nice tutorial on the Power Editor.
While she's putting the link up, you can watch what I'm doing.
So let me go over to that. Where is it? Okay. Actually, I have a whole thing on when do you need to use a Power Editor and when you don't. And then I have so that's my feeling on when you need to use the Power Editor and when you don't. Typically it's really for that extra text. And actually this one, you can do, actually, even on this is a little bit older. So some of this stuff you can even now do in the Ads Manager. I also have a great tutorial on Social Media Examiner on how to use the Power Editor. And let me find that over here.
And the Power Editor to me is still confusing, even though it tries to be so helpful. But it definitely, the main reason to go into the Power Editor is, you're talking about this as your beginning student that we're really kind of reaching here. I would almost say test this on your own ads before you try doing anybody else's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And there you are on the beach. There you are. Nice. You got there. Woohoo. So, and also for people who are just starting out, I do have a free course on getting started with Facebook ads. So, and it's how to get leads. So a lot of what we're talking about here is kind of sending people to a website where they can opt into something and then you connect with them further through your email marketing. So using Facebook to get leads is one of the best ways to use Facebook ads because it's interesting. I was explaining this to someone yesterday that it's really hard to go straight from an ad to a sale. That really that gap in the middle is where you need to offer that free content and get them on your email list because the hardest sale is from social to a sale. Yeah. And you don't want to have to do that because you'll be disappointed. Yeah. So we're going to open it up for questions. Like I said, we go for about 45 minutes. So we'll have the last 15 minutes with questions. So if you want to, we'll open up the seat in just a bit, but I will answer Shannon's question here. She says, how much do you spend for these ads? And really, good question. Yeah, that's always a huge question. And what I like doing is running some test ads first. So you want to test it out to see which ad performs the best. So you want to, not spend too much money on an ad that's kind of a dud. So what you do is you create a couple of different images. You look at some different audience types that you're going to target in the interests area, and you run ads. Is it windy there? You run some. Oh, I think it's like a little windy. Visiting. Yeah. So you'll run some different you're going to test, and then take a look at your report and see which one performed the best. So then you're going to compare against each other and say, okay, this ad actually did better in terms of cost per click. And if we're beginners, we're not necessarily using that Facebook pixel right away. So what you're going to optimize around is the website click price. So you have to make sure you're looking at that price in the reports area. If you've got the pixel installed, you're going to be able to track if people actually opted in to your offer. And now you're going to be able to optimize around that conversion price, which is even better if you can do that. So definitely, that's
The only
Phyllis. I think we've got audio. We totally lost her. We've got audio only for her, and then just totally fell off. So I'm going to open up the seat for questions. If anyone wants to jump in for a question, again, like I said, hats and wigs are really encouraged on this on our Social Talk Live here. It's okay if you don't have a hat or a wig, you can come in anyway. But we definitely require clothing. So that's the big requirement there. So we've got Loud Radio coming in, and we'll make sure, let's see, Loud Radio. I think we're still coming in. Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good. And you've got a hat. It's not a crazy hat, but at least it's a hat.
It is. Yes. It's the Knicks, which they lost yesterday, but they didn't have their main player. So
awesome. So
I applied. I heard that about that Power Editor on Facebook, and so as a marketer, I went in and kind of put it on my website. I'm seeing a whole lot of results.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, does it give you analytics on how and who is clicking on your site? Is that how that works?
So what happens? So I think we're talking about a couple of different things. So the pixel is what you put on your website. It's a little bit of code that you put on your website. And then what happens is you are able to then track who's, like, it's gathering that audience of people who have been to your website. It also then tracks, things that happen. You can also use it to track things that happen. Like if they visit a certain page, you could create an audience around that and say you might want to say they visit a certain sales page on your site, mm-hmm. and you then say, okay, I'm going to create an ad that I want to show only to the people who have visited that sales page. So now that's your really warm audience because they've looked at that, mm-hmm. and maybe they've considered it. Maybe they didn't buy it right then. Maybe they, you can actually even subtract out the people who have bought it. So you're showing it to only the people who have visited the website but didn't buy. That's a really cool Facebook tool that they've got. But it's not showing you analytics on like what types of people they are. It's not like saying, oh, those people have, but actually you can kind of do a little back end research on that. Actually, you can create an audience and then put in some interests and see how much, see what kind of audience overlap there is between that, so you can see what kinds of audience that is. So there are some ways to do it.
But you can't see that Bobby and Joe and Sally came to your site. You're not going to get. You're not going to get the
Facebook names. Yeah, you're not going to get their Facebook names or anything like that. But you could kind of do a little bit of stealth research on that audience, because you can put them as an audience, and then you can type in some demographics and see how large that audience is from there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So have you heard of WebStat?
What?
Have you heard of WebStat?
No.
Yeah, that's I tell all my people who I work with, it's just a simple registration, and then it tracks everything down and who's there, so that you can like get your audience and match it up to this other portion of the Power Editor. So it really does it. It actually gives you a lot of analytics if you paid for like the upgrade on it. So I just wanted to bring that out to kind of just
cool.
Yeah. That's,
so I just put the link. Is that the link in there? Webstat.com. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. I'll check that out. I use, and of course, Google Analytics is a great way to do a lot of your tracking on your website for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So Google Analytics is great, and that's free. So
Google.
Yeah. And let me just go into, and actually the cool thing about Google Analytics, if you're using their UTM, your tracking links, you can then track what they do after going to your ad. So like say you used a special tracking link, and now you can see what pages they visited after your ad, what they did from there, and if other kinds of information, if they actually purchased and all that stuff. So
yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things about Google Analytics is to see where people travel through your site.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So as if you was to boost just a post, that's more to get like more fans to your page, right? To like your page.
Yeah, so boosting a post can be really good for re-engaging your current audience. That's what I like using it for. So I only boost posts to my fans only. So that way you're kind of reconnecting with those people, because we're not getting as much reach in our news feed. So it's a good strategy to boost your posts occasionally. But if your true goal is sending them over to your website, use the website click ad. And you also want to make sure that you're measuring this stuff for yourself. Test out which one works. I've had some people say that, nope, my boosted posts do really well, and I'm going to keep using them. So you want to test.
Right. Okay, cool. I'll just check out this. You posted the Google Analytics.
Google Analytics. Yeah, check that out too, for sure.
I will definitely check that out.
All right. Cool. Thanks for
much.
coming on.
All right. You guys have a good day.
All right. You too.
All righty.
All right. So we're going to open up another seat. If anyone wants to come in, join us. Like I said, hats, wigs, encouraged.
Beaches.
Beaches, wherever you are, you can come in and say hello. So let me just kind of talk a little bit about the other thing that is good with website click ads and things that you can do with your images. You want to create a custom image, because sometimes with a boosted post, people just use whatever image gets pulled in. So the problem with that is if there's too much text on that image, you're not going to be able to boost that post. So you want to be able to create a really nice image. And I recommend using Canva. And actually, I also have a blog post on how to create the best images for your Facebook ads. I definitely recommend Canva. You also have to make sure that you've got a maximum of 20% text on that image, but it has to be placed kind of perfectly, because Facebook has what's called a text overlay grid tool, and you have to make sure it fits in their little grid. So that's the text overlay grid tool that you need to use to test your image before you create an ad with it. So that also goes for boosted posts.
I have a little tip about that too. Sorry, I keep interrupting you, Andrea.
That's all right. I keep talking loud.
So there's this really cool tip in terms of where to place your text on the image. If you imagine a rectangle, a squarish rectangle, and then imagine a triangle in the middle. Try to put your text so that it's sort of in the middle, but in a triangle. And the reason for that is that it'll still be the 20%. You'll still make it so it's 20%, but it looks more than 20%.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an illusion, but it's a very interesting thing to use those 5 boxes in the middle like that.
Yeah. So the other thing that I do with what I like doing with the text too, is that you can create all along the bottom, and that's 20%. Those bottom 5 boxes or top 5 boxes, and then you can make the text really bold. So that's another. And
I noticed that they're letting us use product images and not counting those in the 20% text, which is nice for those of us who have books or products or things like that.
Right. Products or books don't count towards the 20% text. So Shannon's asking a question: how much do you spend initially for the testing phase? So what I usually do for testing is I like coming up with 4 or 5 different ads that I'm going to test. And usually two of them will be different audiences, different target demographics. I might choose different group interests a little bit different. I might focus on certain fan pages in another ad, and I'm going to test these two against each other. I'm going to keep the same exact ad for that test. So I know that the only difference between those two ads is the audience. So I'm going to be able to then say between those two ads, I ran one on Monday at $25. I ran the other one on Tuesday at $25. Same exact ad. Now I take a look at the report and I see which one gave me better cost per click. And because we're not, when we're just starting out, we might not optimize around conversions. We have to optimize around cost per website click. Definitely do that, not just cost per click. Make sure you're looking at the website cost per click, because that's
kind
what
of confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we care about. So we don't care necessarily if they've liked the post or, commented on it or whatever. All we care about is driving that traffic over there. So the ad that drives more traffic is going to be the winner. So we know that demographic did better, and that we're going to continue to use that demographic for the next ad. So then the next thing we do is we might switch up the image. So we might have a different image and we use that demographic, and now we compare the same demographic against the two images and say, this demographic and this image is the winner. And then the fourth thing we might test is maybe the text in the ad. Maybe we have some different call to action or a big different headline or something like that. Or maybe we have another audience we want to test too. So we test those different things for $25 each. And now at the end of that test of 4 or 5 ads, we know which demographic, which image, which text is the winner. We're going to continue to run that ad either at a higher budget or for longer, whatever, if you want to do a $25 a day ad or even just $10 a day for a longer period, then you know that ad is converting better traffic over to your website for cheaper. So I would say $25 an ad for the initial testing phase. I know some people I saw someone said they do $10 an ad. Really it's whatever your budget is. If it is lower, just do some tests. I find it's a little hard to get traction with a really small budget, but it's still, you might as well test it if you're gonna want to maximize every click. So
I have 2 questions for you, Andrea.
Yeah.
Have you ever tested an ad and the very first one was like a go? It was like you didn't have to do. It was so good that you just drop the rest of the testing, or do you always test all the way through?
I've never done that because it's turned out that ad was the winner. That's happened, but I never want to assume that that's going to be as good as it gets. I always want to do testing, and I'm always testing, from then on later with different things. So sometimes an ad does do really, really well, and we just keep running with that. I just recently had a client, I've recently had a couple clients where we also tested the giveaway too. And that's a really good thing to test because we were trying hard to get people to opt into this webinar that we just weren't getting a lot of opt-ins. What they did was, it was a recorded webinar. What they did was they took the webinar transcript, created an ebook out of that, added a nice cover. They formatted it, didn't take all that much work. Ebook converted 5 times as well as the webinar. So,
well, that's very interesting. That's very interesting, especially based on the poll that we did recently about what type of content people love to get.
I know my audience likes webinars, so I like some. You have to test your own audience and see what they like, what kind of format they like to get.
So I have one more question, and that is, when these ads go out, if you haven't liked the page, you also see that like box at the top on the page. Is there a sort of average percentage of people who are going to click that like instead of over to the website? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that is hard. Is that there's a like box in the corner? Is that what you're talking about?
Right.
Yeah. So you can't get rid of that. It's always there. It's there. You can't get that off of your ad. And there are going to be people, but I actually find that I don't get a lot of likes on a website click ad. I get more people. Yeah, it's just optimized to show to people who are more likely to click on the website. So I'm putting a couple of links in here. I'm putting a link if you want to learn more about Facebook ads. I've got a great little mini course on Facebook ads. Gives you information on how to do split testing. There's a free ebook. There's setting up your first ad, how to save money, all this kind of stuff. And that also kind of gives you information about my full course on Facebook ads, which is here. This is my full course on Facebook ads, and that's fbadvertisingsecrets.com. So if you need to know more about Facebook ads, this course is awesome, in my opinion. It is great.
It is.
It really is.
Andrea knows her stuff. And if you happen to be in Fort Lauderdale area, I'm meeting a bunch of our students at the Aruba Cafe. Come down here and meet up with us. That would be awesome.
That's really cool. So thanks, everyone. This was a lot of fun. We will be here next Friday. I will have a different wig. Phyllis might have a hat. We don't know.
I hope he's somewhere else. I have no idea where. Maybe Gainesville.
Cool.
I might be in Gainesville. So yeah. We'll do it from there.
Yeah, very cool. And thanks, everybody. We will see you again next week. And this recording will be available here shortly if you're just joining us. So thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.